Soylent Green is people.
Yeah, I mean, it sure is. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that could be a spoiler for Mikey and Ben. I don't know if they actually ever seen that film yet, but I'm sorry, anybody watching the stream, if you haven't seen Silent Green, Ray's just ruined it.
I was
I shouldn't fuck them.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, shame
how
on
dare you
them.
spoil a film that came out in the 50s?
I know. What I'd say it was
Yeah,
in
if you haven't
color.
seen it by now, shame on you.
70. I'd say
Was it in
it
color? I thought it was. I don't know why.
was in green. I think we might have watched it in a black and white TV because we were poor. But I think it was 70s. I'm just going to Google that there now.
Maybe
Silent
it
Green.
is. Maybe I'm.
Next week we spoiled Star Wars.
I tell you, if that came out in the 50s, it was 1973. I was going to say if it came out in the 50s, it really was futuristic.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
still a great movie. I watched it recently, and when I say recently, in the last couple of years, I have to say I still enjoyed it. You know.
Yeah, I haven't.
I'd never seen it. It was only because I don't think I've even actually really seen clips of it. I didn't know when it was made. I just kind of know, pop culture
before our
references.
time.
And, it's one of those things. It's like before I'd ever seen The Godfather or The Shining or whatever. You see like The Simpsons, or there'd be something that's right, like the big scene.
I've never seen any of the Godfather films. Not one of them.
Yeah. I didn't see them until, I wouldn't say I saw them like very late, but even the terrible third one has its merits because you can just watch it and just absolutely just bust your hole laughing at it because it's like with how good the first two are, it's so bad.
Is that the one with the Vatican in it? Is that the third one?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my God!
I tell you, she's a good director, but old Coppola, when he put his daughter in the lead role, and like she can't act, she's fluffy, like she's thank God she found directing because she's good at that. Because the acting was not going to work out for her.
You've just lost as one of our subscribed. Frank Coppola's daughter was subscribed to the channel, and she's just fucking cancelled her subscription there now. Thanks, Ben. Yeah.
Now we know how she feels. Her fans.
Yeah.
I was sorry, because I was joined in late there because my thing wasn't it was connected, but the connection was really shit.
Yeah.
And it seemed to reset itself, but it's all right now.
No, we were just talking about the football match last night.
I didn't even. I've very much interest.
Yeah.
I was streaming and someone was like, "Oh, England." This was during the stream because I had my dad watching it here, and I was like, "Sorry if there's screaming going on in the background," but they couldn't hear it anyway. They were like, "Oh, we want more screaming. England just scored." I was, "No, I didn't."
Yeah.
No interest. Yeah.
I think I can't speak for Mikey, but I think the rest of us had probably no interest in it if it wasn't England in the final. It was only just there to make sure that they lost. But
exactly. I threw on for the penalties at the end, and I was like, I hope to God.
Yeah. We did watch it here from the start, but it was very stressful, especially that fucking 2-minute goal from them. But it was interesting. They should have streamed all the fighting and the rioting afterwards. So that would have been interesting.
Oh yeah.
Only the Brits will riot and will trash their own town after they lose. That'll teach the Italians. That'll teach the Italians. Irrespective of whether they win or lose. Yeah, we'll smash up London.
Yeah.
So I think where we'll have to we'll probably have a slightly different place in the map to where we finish because I've had to use I had to reload the maps, unfortunately. So you should have. I sent out the new link for the combat tracker, and actually there should be the stuff that's showing on there. Oh yeah, they were the guys. They're on the track from when Ray, I think it was, climbed up the tunnel. The tunnel. Ray, are you Truesdale or is that Becky?
Truesdale.
Yeah, you're Valberger. Yeah, it's going to take me months to get to know these characters. So you saw you went up and you saw there was a bugbear, and
Oh yeah.
where's me? Sorry, I have to find my pen tool.
Oh,
Where my tool's gone there. So yeah, so you saw up here that there was a bugbear. Who was petting his pet wolf, and there was two goblins with him. You didn't like to look at them, and you stuck back down the tunnel, and then through a bit of shenanigans, you got sort of nearly washed away again, and the goblins were releasing the two dams, which they're gone, and then you basically killed off all the goblins, and that's where we fairly much were left with. So you do see that there's an entrance to a tunnel here, and you probably conjectured the goblin who was hiding on the bridge. You saw him running into the tunnel here, so it probably leads through, but you don't know. You did see another tunnel up here that was sort of broken up and had sort of fallen in a bit, and you could see the bridge went to another tunnel this way, but you haven't looked into it yet. As they say, the chimney here that Ray climbed up, he could see the others, and there's the other steps up to it. Now, there's quite a lot of noise from the water here, so that has masked you. Nobody has the goblins and the bugbear that were up here. The wolf didn't seem to appear, so probably the noise of the water filling up the pools has covered that up a bit. So that's where we finished it up. And just to recap, Ray's cousin gave us a mission to go to take some supplies to the human dwarf town of Phandelin, which was nearby where there was a famous mine. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago was attacked by orcs, and the mine has gone missing. Not only was it full of gold and gems, but there was a magical cave in there, the Echo Cave, Wave Echo Cave, that was used. A lot of these magical weapons that you find up and down the Sword Coast, and then even further afield in Bavaria, have come from this, have been fashioned in this mine. And the magic in there was used to fashion a lot of these magical weapons. So that has been lost to mankind, and dwarf kind, and goblin kind, and elf kind, and all the other kinds of kinds.
Guys, do we go for the? Did you say there was an entrance? Is there a door on it, or just like a cut out in a?
These are all just tunnels. There's no door. So you have the one steps up here, and you have this one which leads back to the bridge, you suppose, where the goblin came from.
Yeah.
And you're looking for your cousin and Gundren Rockseeker and his travelling companion, Sildar.
Sildar Hallwind. So, I mean, I think I'd say probably we're either all going in the front, or if Valberger and Truesdale, I mean, they could probably make it up the little kind of chimney shaft thing, because there was athletics checks required, and I'd say Pad is probably much like Gad. He doesn't have a lot of strength.
No.
So, I mean, Gad tried to make it up and he fell on his ass and lost about half his hit points. So there's something to be said for possibly doing a pincer attack if we wait for yourselves to, if you want to try and get a bit of surprise on them, we can, or if you want me to try and kind of stand in the entrance and bring them this way, and then if you want to flank around, but I don't know. I suppose it's dependent on the climb, you know.
Yeah. So we know that the beasties that are in that realm, the goblins we know are not particularly strong. What do we know anything about? Like, I'm a cleric. Would I know anything about those beasties? How, any particular?
Give me a check there. Let's see. I'll just pull up a character sheet there. What are we looking at? Maybe an insight, I suppose. Something based on insight. So, what have you got there on insight?
Yeah, because I don't know. They're probably about as well, maybe as an oak. I suppose it's like, what is a random? Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't know anything. It's like only know as much as they're big and hairy, and
yeah, I mean, like,
stay away from them, like,
Yeah, so give us an insight or a knowledge check there, Ray, if you want to have a look.
I did insight and I got 22.
Oh, you got 22. Oh, yeah, I see it coming up there now, so I have to do it on my phone. Yeah, so in fairness, let me just pull up, the log, if I can see this here, so I can. the luxury I normally have of two monitors, where I only have one laptop monitor, so it's a bit awkward.
Oh,
I know it's terrible, isn't it? Poor
poor
me,
World Cup.
poor fucking me.
You're in
Okay,
fucking
so yeah,
47 degrees, so shut up.
While he sits in his holiday home on the continent. Fuck
yeah.
off.
I have my other monitor up and running for next week. Fuck you. Okay, so I might connect it up to my fucking 50-inch TV. How about that? My 8K, my 16K TV that hasn't even been invented yet. Which is just a wall of TV. Oh, and see, poor old Bezos got beaten into space by fucking Richard Branson. His whole.
That
Um,
must be a signal.
of his hole, yeah. Oh, there goes another subscriber. We didn't realize Bezos was fucking one of our 15 subscribers. We're losing people at a fair sale rate tonight. Sorry. Anyway, you asked about
Good
the
thing we're
book.
not on Twitch.
Yeah,
He fucked up after Twitch.
actually, we are back on
Yeah,
Twitch,
yeah,
by the way.
exactly, yeah.
We are back on Twitch, by the way. We're just not live on Twitch, because yeah. So that we got most of our views
yeah.
on Twitch. So sorry, I'm just pulling up this guy. Oh, yeah, sorry. So yeah, you know they're a fairly vicious brute of a beast that's usually often used as like a gang boss over goblins. They'd often be put into to run a troop of goblins because obviously goblins are very lazy, and goblins are tend to be racially lazy. So there's a racial slur on the poor goblins. And they would obviously need something that would be bigger and more fearsome than them to keep them in check. So, yeah, and that's basically what they're used. They're used as muscle to, and they'd have a bit more intelligence, and they'd have a bit more notions of themselves, and it'd be a bit harder to kill.
Okay. So look, guys, the choices are we sneak down the tunnels and go look for me cousin, or we rush in the door here and take on these 4 guys. The gang boss there can be a bit of a dibble, so I'd suggest avoid that confrontation if possible, and maybe go down the tunnels.
I agree with that. To be
As
honest,
far as we're aware, hopefully he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
because we're not to know that Nez isn't going to come out of them tunnels while we're fighting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we know those lads are there for the minute. Possibly come
And
up,
as I said,
sneaking up behind us.
the waterfall is making quite a racket. So, and it was actually covered in eyes of you fighting just at the entrance to where they are. So there's probably a good bet that if you're further down into the cave system, they're not going to hear it.
Right, we're moving into the cave system then.
Yep.
Put me in front.
Okay, so right, so let me just clear that up. Right. So as yet you can see, and you can actually see across the bridge and everything, and you can see that the tunnel continues across that rickety bridge that the goblin was on.
Okay, we'll quietly, not making too much of a fuss. We'll move down the tunnel here.
Are you going stealthily? So
Yeah.
okay, do you want to roll?
Stealthy is a particular thing.
Yeah, roll stealth. Well, I mean, okay. Just to recap, when you roll stealth, if you go into combat then, and your stealth is above their passive perception, they don't see you. You have the potential to surprising them in combat, which means they will miss their first go. So with that, Gad puts on his hobnail boots and starts clattering down the tunnel. So he rolled a 7. That was fairly bad. So basically anything above a 7 is going to be.
Swords are jingling. All the shit he's.
And Valberger is banging his fucking sword and shield off the walls as he goes along, like in a riot march. So basically, anything with a passive perception of above 2 is going to fucking hear you running down the caves. So, Pad.
Stealthily then.
Yeah, Pads is quite good, and Truesdale are going shh, and they're creeping, and the other pair are going, "Where are we off to? What's happening? What? Speak up! I can't hear you." So you just shout your ways down the tunnel.
Me into this so I can see into the next space. Yeah.
Okay, so as you go along there, you can see there's a bit of a that goblin there. There's, look, and he moves out of the way. You can see he just sort of moves over a bit. So you did see something. You saw a goblin trundling along in there. So you know there's at least one goblin in there, and you can sort of hear mutterings, goblinese mutterings.
Okay. So we can
Go up
hear.
along.
Can we hear multiple goblins, or just is it
You,
one
well,
voice?
you can hear one of them saying something like, "Sorry, can any of you speak Goblin?"
Uh,
I don't think so. I don't.
no,
I can't do that.
Let me.
Just
I want
before
to
you go any
just
further.
let me
No.
check.
I'm
One
common,
second. I'm trying to
halfling, and
remember
teeth
where
can't.
the.
I'm
Hang on, just Jesus. I'm trying to fucking
because I know.
remember. How the fuck is it? Do you actually see what languages you speak?
Um,
Oh, in there in the sorry. I do. Gad speaks Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
okay, so Gads, you hear one Goblin saying to you, "I hear something coming down the tunnel. They're making a fierce old racket." Sounds like two of them.
Gad is tapping Pat on the shoulder and like, you know, they know we're here. Pass it on.
Chinese whispers.
Yeah, they're having a beer. Pass me one.
Yeah. Oh, beer for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Football's gone to Rome. Pass it on.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's saying to the pad as he's clanging along, he's like, fucking burger there, he's and then Truesdale up the front. They know the two of them are coming. They said it sounds like two of them are coming.
So
Making so much noise
Quiet.
as all his shit is jangling off.
yeah. No, unfortunately, it was Valberg and Gad are making all the
Gad.
noise, are making all the racket.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so just who's that on the front there? That is
Okay,
that's
before like
Burger, I think. Is it?
that's
I turn around to the boys, and
Val.
I'm just gonna cast bless onto the group before we step into this. We know we're
Okay,
coming into a bit of a melee here.
so you're blessing. You can bless the three of them at this stage, yeah, or four of
Yeah.
you. Okay, so you do see Val. You do notice there's the other entrance to the tunnel. It's just to your left, and you can see that it's fairly. It doesn't look very stable ground. Okay, so yeah, you can hear. You know that they know that you're coming in.
Right. Move. Can I just?
So basically, yeah, as you go into combat, no one's going to surprise you. Know they're there. They know you're there. So you just you
I'm
won't be
gonna not
surprised.
open again. So I'm gonna move to here.
Okay, I'm just going to get the encounter ready and right. Okay, right. So right, you're going to see everything there, which is very handy. So
Yes.
right. So I'll explain there what you're seeing there now. I'm just going to roll up the combat tracker as well, so you can see everybody.
Oh Jesus! There's loads of them.
So there is loads of them, is right. So this is the little goblin den, or they're where they're all in their bunks. There is a ledge. So just where you are and the handsome man is, you can see there's a ledge. That's a good maybe 6 foot up, a good 2 meters up from. So you're at the lower part, it's maybe 2 meters higher. There are steps just in
Yeah.
front of you, Vad. Up the top, you see a human has been tied up, and he's close to the edge there, and he's looking in a fairly bad way. There's a goblin over here who's hitting him, and there is a lot of other goblins there cheering on. They're probably watching it. They're sitting on their bunks and they're just chillaxing. So that's what you see. So what we need to do is we need to roll for combat. So uh, if you want to call out your dice rolls, please.
Ed's got 4.
Pad's got 4. Okay,
Burger 6.
you're a 6. adds a 6. Okay. Val,
14 for Gad.
14 is a for
7
Gad.
for me.
14 for Gad and 7,
Yeah,
you say.
14 for me.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So you should hopefully see that combat tracker. You should see. Yep. Okay. So up first is Archer. So he's one of the this goblin down here. So Archer by name, Archer by nature. He takes out a bow from his bow and arrow, and he is going to let fly. Who does he see? Well, yeah, the only person he has a clear shot on is our dwarf friend. So he's going to take a shot at you, Ray. So I'm going to roll a real dice. Sorry?
When you have a bless. What happens when you have a bless?
When you
Rear attack.
you can then roll a
Or you make a
d4
save,
and
yeah.
that's your attack score.
Okay, he only gets a 4. So that's that.
More hits, you know.
I'm going to roll in the real world again. You can roll in the real world if you want to. It's just easier for me to think. So he got a 4, so he misses. So the arrow flies over your head. He had it calibrated for a person of normal size. Adam says, "You're fucking useless," and he runs over at you, Ray, and he gets into contact with you, and he's going to swing his sword at you, and he gets a 9 plus 4 is 13. Is that
Not
good
a
enough?
chance.
So you laugh and so bang off your goblin head and it does nothing. So the next goblin, Archer, who's standing beside you, Becky. He's going to go. I'll show you how it's done. And he rolls 17 plus 4, 21. So that's going to go through, and that does scimitar 1d6 plus 2. So he does you 6 damage.
Okay.
Actually, I can apply the damage very quickly.
Okay.
Okay. So Gad, you're up.
Gad is gonna 5, 10, 5, 10. Step here. You can see Arthur, I'd say there. So actually, if I can roll real dice.
Yeah, roll real dice. I mean, I've absolutely no problem. It's just easier sometimes to roll real ones.
Roll the real metal dice that Mikey got me for my birthday.
Oh, when was your birthday?
Tuesday the 6th. I don't know. Tuesday,
Oh,
whatever.
happy birthday.
Oh, last week some stage. Happy birthday, Ben.
Yeah, I just don't mention it.
I tell you what,
Mikey only knows because he knows me since secondary school.
you can roll at advantage since it's your birthday.
My birthday
Good thing because that was
Your fucking birthday's December. I know when your birthday is, Becky. And Ray, I know when yours is too. So
yeah, that's like going to the restaurant and saying it's your birthday to get cake. Sorry, so 11 plus. Sorry, where's my? It should be 5. So 11 plus 5, 16. He's gonna Eldritch Blast.
who is it?
No, I Arthur. Sorry,
Arthur. 16 is it? Yep, that's good enough to do him damage. And don't does bless works on spells? Does it?
Does it what?
Does bless
it
work
does.
on
It's
spells?
attack roll.
Attack roll. So yeah, you actually got 18.
Yeah, on any attack roll, but it wouldn't.
Oh, so Ray,
Yeah,
what did you roll on your bless?
Oh no, I just cast it.
Is it a fixed amount with bless? Is it?
What it is each person under attack can also roll a d4 and add that.
Sorry, yeah. It's not a fixed d4. Yeah, sorry. No. So you're true on your 16.
It's only 2.
Yeah. Okay.
2 force damage.
2 damage on Archer, wasn't it? Okay, so Archer takes first damage goes to Archer. So, and are you continuing moving or anything?
Sorry guys, he's gonna 10 feet. So yeah, is this if he goes? Oh, sorry, I'm on the pointer. Sorry. Yeah, if he goes another 15, 20. He's going to go 15, 20
Okay.
and kind of get himself up in it just so they're not all dogpiling on the two boys.
Get them mixed in.
So, 5. So I went, sorry, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, sorry, that's everything Gad's doing.
Okay. This guy who's up the top here, Yemek, moves over to the edge and he goes, "Come on, lads. Fucking put some effort into it." And he's going to roll at Valberger. And he himself rolls a 6 plus 4 is 10. So that's going to do nothing to you. So as he's shouting abuse, a bit like, what's your man's name? Can't even remember. Garrett, at his team. He's not really much of a performer himself. So he okay. So Val, it's your go. Sorry, do you mind me calling you Val?
Can I? No, that's fine. Can I run up the little stairway, but then jump over to this location here?
Okay. So where you were normally, Adrian, if you run up here, you'll find you're staying in contact with Adam, but Adrian will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay,
so I'll stay in contact with Adrian.
so
I'm with.
Yeah, Adrian gets 12 plus 4 is 16, which I think is enough to get through, isn't it?
No,
16, yeah, 15 is your armor class.
no, 18.
Adrian, oh, there.
Oh, sorry, 18.
Fuck,
I'm
so
looking.
18.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, that's no problem to you. That bounces off you.
I've moved to here, and now I'm going to Warhammer on Adam.
Adam, okay. And you get a 7. After all that, so you're. Oh, no, that was your initiative. So 9. No.
So yeah, let's go.
So-
This doesn't. I mean, it's just a party.
No,
You-
No, just
Oh.
3 of them.
Oh, you didn't bless yourself, no?
We do 3.
Oh, 3, because you're level 1, of course, yeah. So unfortunately, you're a bit out of breath and you're swinging, and he dodges out of the way and he just laughs at you. So yeah. Truesdale.
Okay, I'm going to attack Arthur with my thingamajig hammer thing. Hammer time. The great axe.
It's not a good axe. It's
Great.
a great axe indeed. Indeed, it is a great axe. It is a fantastic axe. Yep, that's enough to do it. You don't even need your bless.
9.
Whoa. Sorry, who were you attacking there?
Arthur.
Arthur. So with that axe, you just pulverize. You're pulverizing these goblins. You can mark up another goblin onto the handle of that axe because you've just cleaved them into bits. So you can obviously move if you want to, but Arthur.
I'm going to stay where I know maybe I might move into where Arthur is. He's not there.
Yeah, you could go into here if you wanted to. You could barrage past Arthur. Alan won't. You'll be in contact with Alan, but he won't get an attack of opportunity if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Or you can move to here.
Because I want to protect.
So you just blast past Arthur and Alan. So you're standing on. There's a bit of rubble there, but you're standing on him there. So yeah, you're in with those two lads. Adrian is up now. So where the fuck is Adrian? Adrian's there. So he moves into contact with Gad, and he's going to roll his sword. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 is not good enough, so that was his go wasted.
Great.
So Pad.
Yeah, I'm going to move Pad up there.
Pad's
next
whistling in the background.
Sneaking along the back.
I'm going to swing with my rapier at Arthur next to Gad.
Mm-hmm.
So sneak attack, I get. Yeah,
No,
if I hit.
Oh no, he's sick, is he?
And don't forget you're blessed as well.
Oh, nice, yeah. So.
You're not dead.
Did I not kill Arthur?
You killed one of them. I took one of them off the thing.
No, you didn't.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I took him off the combat tracker, not here.
No, it's Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
killed.
Yeah,
He's
sorry,
not-
Yeah, he's gone. So,
So
I'll attack
Alan. Yeah, Alan.
I'll take Alan,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, sorry, that was my bad. I took him off the combat tracker, not the map.
rapier. So that is Oh yeah, that's my hit anyway. That's 24.
24
Jeez.
without the bless, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And then, so that's 1d8 plus 3, so that's 5. I'm going to roll the d6 as well, for the sneak attack.
Yeah, yeah.
How do I roll actual? I'm just going to roll it here. That's 5.
Okay, so
That's 10 damage.
10. So 10 damage. So you stuck the rapier into him, and as it was in there, you'd sneakily turn it around a bit, like corkscrewed it, and you popped out his kidney. Out the back, his kidney popped.
Nice.
So Alan is, I'll get rid of him from there. Alan is no more, and Alan is dead here as well. Okay, you have a little bit of movement left if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go like just up here, so I'm kind of in contact with Adrian.
Okay. And then we have Cinder himself is he's just moaning and groaning there, and comes back around to Archer. So Archer is going to. He doesn't like the look of this dwarf that nobody seems to be able to do, and as he's a goblin, he's going to swing his rapier at Pad instead. So he's going to attack Pad. 15 plus 4 is 19, which would have been enough to do damage to the dwarf. So, his scimitar is 1d6 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is he does 7 damage to your Pad.
Jesus.
That's fucking really hurt you a lot.
Yeah, I'm down to 2.
2, yeah. Wow.
Oh no.
guess who's fucking off next turn?
I think I will dodge. So, okay.
Yeah. Can't wait for level 2 to get that cunning action.
Yeah. So Adam looks. He goes,
Make it fair.
"Oh, how do you do that with your rapier?" And he rolls a 9. Jeez, 5 plus 4, 9. So he goes, I just can't seem to get the knack of it. Gad, you're up.
Seeing Adrian there in front and having to cut off a Pad. Go for the main hand attack, the main scimitar, and then 9 plus 5 is 14, which I don't think hits him.
Fortunately for you, no, it doesn't.
He's going to go for the off. Oh, bless.
Oh yeah, you're blessed. Yeah.
Has he dropped concentration on bless? Is that still up?
Yeah, bless is still up. Yeah.
Okay, so plus 4, so 18.
18. He's taken no. Val hasn't taken any damage yet.
Of course, yeah. So that's 4 plus 3, so 7 slashing damage
Adrian.
on the main hand, and Adrian is still standing. He's going for the slightly weaker offhand, which is plus 5 is 12 plus 4 is 17.
At 7.
12 plus 4 is 60.
Yeah, you had him at 7. So Adrian just.
Sorry.
As you're flashing your knife all around the place, filleting poor old Adrian, he just sort of falls. He falls around with missing 2 kidneys.
I should have waited to see if he went down before I got a bit over enthusiastic with the offhand.
With that,
and he's gonna move.
Okay.
5 feet, kind of closer. Yeah.
So with that, Yemek grabs Sildar and he drags him off to the edge. He goes, "Oh, humans and dwarfs and whatever else you are, interlopers, stop, truce, or I'll throw this human off the edge here and he will be surely dead as those idiot goblins that you've killed. Truce, I want to parley."
Will we parley?
Well, they're kind of outnumbered now.
And Sildar sort of comes to a little bit and goes, "I don't trust the goblins."
I want to say they might be waiting until the others get here so that so we should just kill them all.
Yemek goes, "No.
The other goblins to come and rescue them.
He said,
we're talking. We're fucked.
He goes, "I can help you. You can help each other." and we can stop all this maiming on kidney dispatching.
Okay,
And
well, you
other,
give us the start and we'll discuss it.
give you what? Sorry, I was eating popcorn.
Dad,
You come up here and we'll discuss it. Leave him down there.
No, he's up there. You're down there.
Oh, we're down there. Well,
Yeah, he's
you come
hanging.
down.
No,
Dad,
the only one coming down there is this human, and he won't live. He won't survive that drop. So you stay where you are, and we'll have a little parley. And he says to Adam and Archer, he says, put down the knives, Adam and Archer, and back away. Give our guests some room. So Archer and Adam put down the knives a little bit. They lower them, but they're still readied. And they're readied, but they sort of move back. They're still in contact with you, Val, but they're sort of moving back, and they're taking a little less attacking stance.
sheathes one of his swords.
I want to move to here.
I have
How far did you say that drop was, Bill?
about 6 foot.
I'm 6 foot fucking 4, like.
You stop going on about your. Yeah, but.
Oh, if he lands on his neck, could be nasty. I don't know.
Okay, Sildar is going to take 1d6 damage and will die if he falls. He's on 1 hit point left.
But if he fell on me, I could save him.
I'm gonna fucking throw him. If you stay there, I'm gonna bash his head off the rock here beside me.
He's very brutal. I don't think we should trust him.
He's a goblin. He's a goblin.
An arrow, we can shoot this fucker.
So, and he moves behind Sildar slightly. So, all I'm saying is we can do a mutually beneficial deal here, and no one else needs to die.
Like, well, look.
What's on the table?
I mean, let's hear him out. Let's hear him. I mean, what is this arrangement you're proposing?
Well, I can give you back this human here. I can tell you where the other dwarf that was with him has been taken to. Does that sound of interest to you?
Well, it does to us. So can we kill these other two too?
Yeah.
No, you can't kill my 2 goblin cousins.
About the stuff you nicked.
Oh, the stuff is in the main room with Clarky or what's the fuck's his name?
Chunky.
With the bugbear. Whose name I've forgotten. Clark.
Do we need this human? We only need the dwarf.
Oh yeah, he's my cousin's mate. I want to save him.
Yeah. Pictures there.
Huh?
You big noble bastard.
Yeah.
That's new. So I'll just swing either way that suits me the best.
Yeah. You go in. Cloud, the bugbear that runs this troop is a bully, and he's only in a position of power because of his user's strength. You seem to be able to handle yourselves in a fight. If you go in there to his den and kill him and bring back his head, I'll give you Sildar and I'll tell you where they took the other dwarf. And the dwarf had a map, and all the provisions that they have stolen, there wasn't me, but the other goblin stole, is in the main room there, and there's a load of treasure. And we'll divide that treasure up, and you can go your way with your friends, and we'll do our own business. But without... What's his name again?
Far away.
Clark.
Clark.
Thank you. I can't remember. I got banged on the head when I was little. I can't remember his names. I'm not good with names.
It's the other place over here.
As a result of my I don't have all the answers. I've had to keep an extensive notebook.
Yeah.
Consult my notes. Gad is going to say there's. Yeah. Well, how many? This pointing at Archer is this the chap, the only one here with a bow?
They all have bows, and they all have bows and arrows.
Visibly, yeah. Be like, well, I'll do you one better. We'll have even more chance of killing Clark. Clark, or is it Clark?
Oh,
we'll have even more chance of killing the boss.
Clark.
You're an enterprising gentleman. You know, you want to be the boss man. You know.
I do, indeed. My mother said I was.
You gotta
destined.
most voted most likely to succeed in the goblin brood of 8 and 9. Yeah, I'd imagine. So even more chance, employer, to join us in the fight. I'm not saying you have to get up close and personal and get messy, but maybe you stand in the entrance, maybe you shoot some arrows.
Or
Who knows?
I mightn't be much of an archer myself. Archer was the archer, that's his name. But and Archer wasn't a bad archer either. But you killed them. Oh no, Archer's still alive. Archer's still alive there. He's with that smelly dwarf. So you could take Archer will go with you and he will show you his prowess. And yeah, he will assist you. But he won't kill any of the two
If we
goblins.
get one arrow in the
Will you kill
we
the
get
wolf?
one arrow in
You
the
kill the
back,
wolf, yeah.
then we're killing you on the way out.
Oh, I'm honest as the day is short.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna
No.
ask for a check. Gad does not believe that for a second. As a man who is also as honest as the day is short.
If anyone wants to do an insight test to see if Yemek is telling any truth, you're more than.
I'm going to assume. I mean, Gad's got. I said I'd give him Goblin because he's a bit of a con. He probably hangs around with the old kind of the low lifes. So goblins are always wanting to trade something or graft. So I'm guessing he knows their nature. They're bullies and they're always trying to one up each other. So he believes this fella wholeheartedly that he wants to be the boss man anyway.
Yeah. And Silver at this point goes. Silver said, "Don't trust him. He's got his own plans." And Yemek goes, "Shut up, you dirty."
Well, Gad's gonna think is trying to get a read on this fella, and is that he wants the bugbear dead? He wants to be the one in charge.
Well, give us a.
Does it seem like he's gonna stab us in the back?
Give us a D20. Roll there. Give us an insight.
15 plus 3, 18.
Okay, you're fairly sure that he does, like you say, he does want to take over the tribe, but he's also lying through his teachings. He's going to betray us at the first opportunity.
Phil, sorry, Phil. Did he say the guys at the other end of the complex here? That's where we're going to kill that dude. Okay.
Yeah. The guy you saw already here.
Okay. Yeah. So my cousin's at a different camp, or is he at this camp?
Your cousin was taken away. He's been taken back to Cragmore Castle. We're the Cragmore tribe. He's been taken away. With him and his map have been taken away.
Gad's gonna ask that. He's like, would you mind? Could we have a moment to confer? Obviously, before we make a decision.
I don't know what this conferring is, but if you want to chat amongst yourselves, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
My gut is telling me, shout at Sil.
He was going to say thank you in Goblin. Sorry, he's going to actually say thank you in Goblin. Or I don't even know if they have a word for thank you, but something that's like, yeah.
I'm not going to rip your throat out.
I just shout at. I want us to shout at Sil there and say, "Will you survive that? Will you survive that fall? What do you think?" He's telling us not to trust him, so this is what we should. I think we should take his word for it.
Gad's trying to gather him up for an old whisper.
Sildar's not going to survive that fall.
But Gad is going to chat amongst him and the goblins if we can get far enough away and whisper. Pad, Val, and Truesdale that this he wants your man dead. He wants to be the boss man, but 100% this guy's gonna stab us in the back.
And
so we maybe try and get Sildar. Maybe if we make him think that we're going along with the plan, maybe we either round back on them or something, or maybe we just get Sildar. And then we just
for the contents of what's been happening in the combat tracker, Ben. That essentially has been Yemek's turn. This is 6 seconds, so he's dragged him over and done all this. So you're sort of getting ready, yeah.
We're still
So
initiative. Yeah, sorry.
you're still in initiative. So he's used up his turn for now with all this with partying.
Yeah.
So
That's
what's not going to happen
Go
if you
around.
suddenly decide to attack him? He's not going to be able to drop Sildar immediately. So you have a turn before you get to him.
That's fair. Yeah. Since if we're in initiative, then
Yeah,
sorry, scrap that.
No, it's just like that's I think
Yeah, so should we?
If
Again,
we decide suddenly,
who's up next for us? Truesdale.
Val's up.
Oh, I'm up.
You're up, yeah.
Val then Truesdale than me.
Well,
It was Yemek's go. It's now. I just moved it onto you, Ray.
right. Well, I'm going to charge Yamak.
Okay, there'll be 2 attacks of opportunities. You have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're not going to get there.
I won't reach him.
You won't reach him, no. You'll have to use your action as a dash. So you'll be able to get there, but you won't be able to do anything. Gad is probably the only because Pad has only got small legs. Pad's only 25. Gad is probably the only one who's going to reach him.
yeah, because we have to go up the steps.
Go up
We've
the
got to go
steps,
around the kind of little chasm.
You can't sort of just go straight. You can't go straight. You sort of have to go like that.
Yeah. So 5.
Gad will get it. Gad will jump there maybe 5, 10.
Well, look, I'm just saying. No deal, and I'm attacking.
Oh, Val, do you have the Sacred Flame, don't you? Don't you have the arranged cantrip? Or he does a dex save or something.
Yeah.
You can attack at a distance, assuming.
Yeah, you can attack within 60 feet. But
I'm not sure what the range is on that. 60.
60, yeah.
The damage is not great, so we won't be able to stop him with one attack,
That's true. It's a D8, I think, is it? Something like that. So it could get unlucky and get a 1.
I'm shouting no deal, and I'm casting Sacred Flame at Yamuk.
You're actually okay, yeah. So what?
Rolling damage.
He does a dex save, I think.
Okay, so I can do, and am I half damage on that? Am I? Sorry, that's Sacred Flame, yeah.
Not on cantrips. No.
Oh no, it's cantrip. So you do 8 damage, yeah.
8 radiant damage.
Okay. So with that, you go no deal. You fly this flaming sacred heart of Jesus flame goes out at Yemek, and he goes, you man. And he seems to be made of stronger stuff. That would have killed a normal goblin, but he seems to have made of stronger stuff.
Weird thing.
Are you moving or anything?
No, I'm going to stay with these 2 dudes at the back.
Okay. So, Truesdale.
Gad's going to use his reaction to say, calm down, no, Ledmans. No deal.
Yeah, of course, you could have been getting that ready while these lads are all floating around. Yeah, no problem at all. Now, you're a +2 there because you're shooting up. So he's obscured between both Sildar and Yemek, so he's going to get a +2 on your whatever you cast.
You still have Bless, or still haven't?
Which you still have Bless, yeah. Okay, so 13, so that's essentially 11. So you are going to need 4 on Bless to do this. Oh my god, I screamed. Okay, so he initially laughs at you because your arrow starts flying past him, but then as if the arrow was inspired by the gods and a blessing, went, ah! The friend came down and stabbed him in the back of the neck. So roll him some damage there.
6. Oh no,
-1. You're -1 because you're probably in armor. So yeah, it goes and comes back down and sticks him in the neck and does 1 more damage than was required, and he goes and he falls down.
Fuck you, Yamek.
So Yamek is now dead. And the other 2 goblins, they go, we surrender.
No surrender.
No surrender.
Ray, I just point out you are a life cleric. So You generally wouldn't go, whilst you don't mind aberrations and stuff attacking them, you generally wouldn't go around and just probably massacre. But you can, that's fine if you wanted to play him like that.
Would I make it up to about here?
Sorry, Becky.
Religious crusaders would never massacre anyone.
Oh, yeah, you'll make that there, no problem, Bex. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to get to your man now to see if it's all right. You're all right there, bud.
Right there,
I say, is one all right?
Yes. Oh, I go, oh, much better now,
One
thank
bud,
you.
all right.
Yes, you are a dashing young man. Okay, Pat, it's your go.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a step back to see this a bit further away from him, and I'm going to fire my where are we going to my sharp bow at Archer.
Okay.
So sharp bow, that is even with the extra D4, I'm not going to make it.
No. So goes flew on, and Archer goes, "That's no way to fire a bow. I'll show you how to fire a bow." So Sildar goes, "Oh, help me, kind sir." Okay, and it's Archer's go, and he's going to, "Oh, now I'm going to show you how to fire a bow, my friend." So he rolls 10 plus 4 is 14, which I think is enough to get you. And
14 is my armor class,
yeah, he
I'm going down.
He's got Crocodile Dundee.
He does you 8 damage.
Nice. So I'm down.
So pad, with that pad is collapsed. And we're not going to do the whole business of excessive damage. It's just going to be checks, unless you get stabilized. So, right, and it's now, sorry. So Adam has a go, and Adam swings his sword at you, Ray, and he does 17 plus 4 is 21 damage. So first of all, he's going to do you 5 damage, and you need to do a concentration check to see if Bless is still going. So. What's your so you're rolling on
it's a constitution save, and the DC is either
you're spell casting, isn't
10, it? It's the you make a constitution saving throw, and the DC for it is it's 10 or half the damage you took, whichever's higher. So
okay,
for the first couple of levels it's 10, and until you start taking more than 20 damage in a hit, you know.
Okay, so that's the Constitution save was 11.
Okay, so you're fine. You just you keep your constitution. You keep your concentration up, so that's fine on that.
It stays in
okay. Gad, your go. Gad.
Yeah, Gad is not happy about Pad going down.
I'm gonna do a medicine check. No,
he's
sorry.
Running up. Yeah, well, bring if Val's there with the two of them, so
Val can do it.
Actually, he'll stabilize Pad.
Okay. So give us a medicine check there.
He was going to try and kill the archer because while he's down.
Yeah.
Okay, do us a medicine test check. So
he's going is my thing. Sorry, I was looking for my. Now it's a no, that's a fail. That was a 6.
Okay, okay. So it's still not a wasted turn. Okay, Val, you're up.
He's gonna stand for
Okay. I'm gonna attack the guy on top. Archer, is it?
Archer, yeah.
Archer, and the Warhammer. 16.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah.
Okay. 6 damage.
So Archer takes a significant hit there. He's still going because that's his first damage that he's taken. But he goes, "Oh, what was that?" And you can see he's visibly shaken, but not stirred yet. Truesdale.
Okay, I am going to use my bow and arrow on Adam from where I am
Yeah,
So I
that's
can
no
still
problem.
see it, can't I?
Oh, you can, yeah. You won't be at disadvantage.
15
15 is, I think, yes, that's good enough. Yep, you connect with him.
and 4 damage.
The 3. You lose the -1 with your short bow. So okay, so you do him a bit of damage, but he's still like that. It's his first damage he's taken, so he's still going. You shot me. You spiked me. Are you moving?
I'll move a little bit closer to your man, but I want to stay here to keep an eye on the situation.
Yeah. In fairness, to be honest, you can actually go beside Sildar and you'll still be in range of both Adam and Archer. Yeah. You're on the high ground now. You're up like at a good ledge, like. So, okay. So that was you, Truesdale. Pad, you need to do a death save.
Yep. That's just
D20.
D20, yeah.
Playing D20, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just roll it here.
Yeah.
So that is a 9. That's a fail, isn't it?
Fail, so that's 1 fail. So just keep track of them. So
Yeah,
one
I'll
fail.
just click on this.
Yeah.
Somebody do CPR.
Well, that was what Gad was trying to do, but he failed to do CPR. Okay, so Silidar goes, untie me, please, someone. I'm just saying, just Silidar can still do anything. Does he have any cantrips or anything? Okay. So it's Archer's go. So he is going to try and attack you, Ray. So 13 plus 4 is 17. So nope, does not connect. Because you're tough. Because you are a tough dwarf. Adam, you'll go. Adam tries to attack it. You 10. He's even worse. Yeah, he's a tough one. So they're bouncing their freaking rapiers off you, Valberg, and nothing's really happening for them. Gad, you're up.
Stone.
Gad doesn't even fucking worse CPR. Apparently he's panicking now, trying to no idea what he's doing. Kissing Gad's neck. I don't know, he's blowing on his ear or something. Who knows what he's doing?
You do CPR like the toddler, you see, because I'm smaller.
Valberg, not telling you what to do, but you could probably cast healing or something, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pad is in a heap, like.
Who's up now?
You, Val.
Yeah. Well, then I'm casting.
You thyself.
I'm only little.
For one person.
At level 1, you can only really do, I think, at one person.
Yeah, I can only do it one person. So I'm doing cure wound, so I need to move to touch him, don't I?
Oh shit, you do, yeah.
Unless you've healing word, but I don't know.
I don't know what's on your character sheet.
Cure wounds and.
I'll have a quick look there. I'll just open up your sheet there, right?
Well, look. Yeah. Let me see. Who have I got? Archer and which one? Bloodied. And they're both bloodied. Okay.
Of course, it would be the one time that you'd run and they connect with their opportunity attacks.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, Ray, you're gonna have to touch. So you're gonna have to take.
Because I was about to say right at the point that if I fail on a critical, it's 2 failures, isn't it?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm disengaging from the 2 boys. I'm running over and I'm pure.
Okay, Archer took a swing and he missed at you, and Adam took a swing and they both missed you. Actually, as they both swung, they hit their knives off each other. So yeah, you got away with that. So
onto Pad. Oh my god. 7.
Wow. So you restored him practically back to fucking full life.
Head, like.
So Pad jumps up. So Pad jumps up, all happy out. Practically as good as he was.
Refreshed after a nice sleep.
Oh, that was nice. So, yeah. Truesdale.
Okay, I'm going to move down here the steps. I'd make that, wouldn't I?
5, 10. Yeah, you're going to jump a little bit down some of the steps you can. Yeah.
I'm going to use my great axe.
Great axe. Is it still great?
Bleeding fabulous. Oh, that was nearly a 20.
13.
Sure.
Now, unfortunately, it's great, but it's not that good. So your the axe bounces off his chest plate.
Don't die.
So these are taking a lot longer. So Pad, the newly awakened Pad.
You don't listen to me.
No, sorry, Becky.
Don't I less on mine? I can.
Oh, fuck it, you do. You're right. Sorry, of course. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, roll a d4. You need a 1.
15.
So, yeah, you got that.
2.
15 is, well, yeah, that was exactly what you needed, 15. So, yeah, you do connect. So, do him some damage, please. Sorry, I forgot about the bless. Heart. 8. Okay, so, yeah, you start cutting into him, and, yeah, you just basically meet no resistance, and he just slices in half with his hammer, and he is gone. So that's another goblin to be notched up on your axe.
I can at least stay there for.
Okay, Pad.
Yeah, I'm going to step over to here, and I'm going to fire again at Archer, and hopefully it
Yeah.
worked out this time. Do I still have Bless, even though I went down?
I presume you do it, yeah. Well, I mean, because it's. I think the spell comes from Ray. It's Ray has to concentrate. So
Fair enough, though.
Go up and I put it on the 3 parties. I assume
Yeah.
it's stay.
yeah, I would do so. Yeah. So
Oh, where? So that is 21 without the
yeah.
extra D4.
yeah, you can roll the extra d4 if you want, but yeah,
That's good.
Damage.
5 points
Five.
of piercing damage.
yeah, and yeah, as you flake that into him, you say, "Oh, that's 4." Before Archer just collapses into a pile with all the other dead goblins. So Archer's now gone. So yeah, you've cleared the room. And Ray, you used oh, actually. Sorry. To be honest, you shouldn't have had Bless, but we'll go with it because Ray, you cast a spell. So you cured wounds, so you would have had to concentrate on that, I would imagine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll just go with it. So no one's blessed anymore. And Ray.
I think it's if you. I think it's another
So,
concentration spell. I think.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you can't concentrate. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right, Ben. You're right.
Sorry.
You're okay. Sorry, blessed. But let me just.
Concentration is for pure wound.
Yeah. So your 2 spells slots are gone now, unfortunately, Ray.
Yeah.
And Cure Wounds is a component instantaneous. You're right. It's not a concentration one. Yeah. So yeah, you weren't. Blessed was fine. You were fine.
So
Oh, yeah.
would
Has a little C against it.
man out here and take a short rest or something while we're sorting him out? Or how long did a short rest take? An hour, is it?
About an hour, yeah.
Oh, like we're in their complex. We're not going to sit around here. We're going to.
No, but we're going to have to go and sort your man out before we can do anything.
How many are there with him?
Yeah.
Okay. From what I can see here, and I could have lost track of your health, but Gad's at full health. Truesdale's at full health. Sinadar isn't.
I'm at half health.
Yeah. You've a bit of damage taken.
I've got 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Taken
Oh,
there,
you're
but
6.
I'm still missing hit points from when he fell. Yeah,
6.
So I'm at 6 out of 10. But
Okay, sorry, yeah, because I just had this here, but it doesn't. So, okay, look, it's up to you whether you're going to. I mean, does the bugbear and the other 2 goblins go down? Is it their shift? Do they stay in the cave with him? Are they going to be there for an hour with their boss? Are they going to come back to the thing?
Could we take our man out and slide him down the river and let him rest on the like Moses and let him rest in the reeds?
Assuming that you've actually untied him now, he's like the rest of us. He's on 1 HP, so he can walk. He's not paralyzed or crippled, so he could walk his way out. Like he's.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can sit
outside first. Out on the green patch outside.
Yeah. Let's ask him what happened, Sildar. How did you end up here?
Okay, he goes. Just before he says, they tend not to come back in here. They seem to use this as their place to sleep. And the other two that have gone off to the bugbear, they've just gone on their shift, so they're probably not going to be back for a while. They tend not to. They slink away. These guys go off and go to the front, and there's a guard post somewhere at the front. So you're probably safe enough for a small while, for an hour or two here.
Well, we took care of those guards out the front as well. So
There's nobody else
Yeah.
going back in. The only two goblins left alive are the two that are in the main one.
Oh, well, then we
as
should take
we're
a short
away,
rest
yeah.
while we're here.
I can't guarantee.
Wouldn't say
Why is he
no,
speaking
I
like a
don't think
goblin?
that was priority.
He goes, "Oh, I can't guarantee anything, but yes, I think you'll be safe enough. They've had their fun with knocking me around the place." And to answer your question, Valberg, your cousin was taken away. They seem to have known that we were traveling somehow or other to from Neverwinter, and they waylaid us way back. They have been, from what I could hear, targeting caravans and stealing goods, but special word came down. They were looking for a human and a dwarf. Normally, they would have killed everybody at the site of the ambush, but they took us back and they roughed us up a bit, and they found the map. A map on your cousin, but it was written in some sort of code. So they took him off. They said they were going to the castle where this clan, the Cragmars. Now I can't imagine it being much of a castle, known goblins, but they tend to talk up their places. So they took him off last night or this morning. I don't know. I lost a lot of consciousness in and out, but they took him away. From the clan. The bugbear has been particularly vicious to the goblins here. That's why that Yamek wanted him dead. Well, you couldn't trust them. They would have killed me anyway. They would have just, once they'd known Yamek was dead, they would have then had their way with yous.
Do you know where the Cragmore Castle is? Have you heard of this place before?
No, I don't know where it is at all, I'm afraid. I've heard of the Cragmore clan, but they didn't think they were that strong. They seem to have gained in brashness. There's been a lot of mobilization of villainy along this road since your cousin found the mine again. There's a lot of people have. He likes to think he can keep a secret, your cousin, but he can't really. He was telling nearly everybody in a whisper in Neverwinter that he'd found the mines. So yeah, there's a lot of people.
Okay.
My advice would be that I can't, normally I'd be up for a fight, but I'm an inch of my life. I need to have at least a good night's sleep. I wouldn't really be able to help you much in the attack, but I reckon we should get on to Phandelin, and find out. That's where I was heading. I was going for, looking for a colleague of mine who's gone missing these last 2 months. Albrecht is his surname, and I was going looking for him. So I'll probably head on to Phandelin myself at some stage, but I think possibly we might find a bit more about the Cragmars there.
Well, I'm not normally one to suggest an altruistic course of action, but once we've cleared out the bulk of them, try and kill this boss man and his 2 remaining lackeys.
From what
They're just going to keep attacking people on the road. I say we finish what we started.
From what I've heard of them talking about, their leader Clark has been keeping a lot of the stuff they've been capturing. It's meant to go back to the Krogmers, but he's been keeping a lot of it himself here for his own power bid. So I think there could be a lot of valuables belong to other people that were maybe meant to go to.
It's decided. We're going to go kill the boss.
Yeah. So
Head perked up. Like, yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to do a short rest there, roll the dice away.
Yeah,
Just
because
have a hit point.
Gad has something in his back pocket, and he's saving for bear.
Can I just ask Phil on the app
Yeah.
when you take a short rest, you know you click. Yeah, but nothing is changing on mine. Absolutely nothing. So,
Yeah, I've checked before as well.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna roll a dice here.
I'd say just what your dice, Ray, I think is a. What's your dice meant to be? You're meant to roll a
I'm back to max
D8.
It's an 8, I think.
Yeah, you're a D8. So actually, let me see. I'll run it because I happen to have your character sheet
I
open
think we're
here.
all a D8 except for Becky, who's a 10.
Yeah, 1d10 plus 2.
Because look, I'm taking a short rest here, right? Take short rest.
It's weird actually because it doesn't roll
So I'm gonna
hit
roll
dice
it.
automatically.
Do you know what, Ray? I did it there for you, and it actually did it work? It didn't work for you, and I did it through the online one. So yeah.
I don't think it rolls hit dice. I don't know why.
No,
I think you can just tick them off.
So you rolled a 4, so that gives you 4 back. I'll do it here manually. So that's 10. So you're back to 10. But you're right.
Get more water every 2 seconds, okay?
Yeah, it doesn't do it. You'll need to do it manually for some bizarre reason. Becky, I don't think you need. Are you okay? You've lost nothing.
Me?
Yeah. Did you
I got mine. Mine's a 1d10 plus 2. So I got a 4 and a 2. So.
And did it add it back automatically?
Do it manually.
Yeah, you're back to 12. Yeah. I don't know why it didn't do it for Raisin. It didn't do it for me, for him either.
I got just enough to get back to full. That's annoying. Actually, I could have used the spell in that fight because I would have got it back on the short rest. But I'm.
How many did you get back? Did you get all your short rest?
Ambushes.
No.
Warlock gets all their spell slots back on a short rest, but they only ever get 2 spell slots. The Warlock can only ever cast 2 spells. They get other things. The things I was deciding on for level 2, you get invocations. So, like for instance, one of them is to be disguise self or false life or something where you can just do it at will, and another one gives you mage armor. So they have a couple of weird little things like that. Some of them, the warlocks are good. Some of them are really cool. You can give yourself called Devil's Sight, and it's like what a lot of fiends have, where it's gain dark vision if you don't already have it, and then on top of that, you can see through magical darkness as well, which normally, normally you can't. Or you can gain one, and you don't need to sleep anymore. You just get all these weird little kind of weird warlock powers. But they're very they get very few spells, and then they get them back on a short rest. And they have to you have to cast the spell at the highest level, so you don't get. It's like you've 2 spell slots, and then always a set spell level. So it'll always be you'll have 2 5th level slots, and then once you get 6th level spells, you have 2 6th level spell slots, and that's it. You can't do lower level casting. You have to do it at the highest level. It's a bit odd, but.
Yeah, too complicated.
Right. So, Sildar is saying he's going on to Phandelin.
He says, what I'll do is I'll wait outside at the entrance. I'll wait outside. I'm speaking. I'm hanging around with those goblins. I'm speaking like them too much. I'll wait outside at the entrance and make sure nobody. I'll act as a lookout. Off on this because he's no armor. Oh, actually, what he does is he picks up a short sword and a short bow off the fallen dead guys. So he's actually he's armed himself a little bit. So he's going to go to the entrance. So he's going to make his way out to say here, or he's going to cover off.
Right, guys, take a deep breath. We're going in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to cover your he's going to cover your backs there. So okay. What way is he going in? What way are you going in?
Well, look, we can get to where Sildar is. Yeah, we can get to there without them overhearing us. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. One of Ben had
sneaking again.
Some of you can go up the chimney if you wanted, and some of you can go in the door. That was what Ben's suggestion earlier, or you can all just rush in the same way.
Yeah.
Like it's 2 climbs.
I'm not going to risk going up the chimney anyway because
It is 2 climbs. You're right.
Good.
Sorry, I'm gonna fall. Like I'm a little short arse. Like
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that stands a chance getting up there, and but it still has to be 2
Stop
climbs.
telling us you're 6'4". We know you're 6'4".
and very handsome. We get it.
Yeah.
Truesdale will be able to do it. I'd say Truesdale must have good athletics, but
You're athletic. Did you not fall down last week?
Yeah, I did.
Even though you're 6'4".
It's important. We can't be relying on
but even if you
climb 2 successful climbs.
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if you got a good one, if you roll a 1 or you could roll a 4 or something, and then
we should definitely try sneak anyway. Try and sneak in and get the jump. Like
Okay.
In the front door, all of us, full head-on charge.
Yeah.
But sneakily.
Sneak charge, and I'm going to stand back a bit.
Put yourselves all over here so you can get the maximum amount of distance of your sneaking. So, do you just want to roll your stealth checks there, please? So,
Yeah.
50 -1, so 19.
19. Okay.
an unnatural 20.
Mine's 14.
It's 5. I'm banging the walls again.
So, unfortunately,
Disadvantage in the heavy armor is some bitch.
Dragging the iron armor.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just get the thing ready. So you're not going to be able to surprise anyone. Unfortunately, you nearly did, but
that was Velen going around in the heavy armor.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. So we are okay. So you've seen all these guys before. Out of curiosity, what was his passive perception? Yeah, you probably, if you'd have rolled decently, right. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. So, are you going to run up the stairs?
We're going up. It's just about to ask, is it going up or down? We're going up. Okay.
You're going up, yeah. Sorry, this is up.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so what we'll do is you're all the thing there ready, and we will roll for initiative, please.
Yeah.
So call out your initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is 10.
10.
10 for Becky as well.
Oh, sorry, mine's not 10. Mine's 9. Sorry.
Okay. And Ben.
What was there? 11.
11 was ready.
Yeah, I have yours. Yeah, I'm just about to put them in, and okay. So that should reflect what you have said on the tracker. So Gary goes, "Oh, look at these humans!" And he takes out his bow and arrow, and he fires at Valborg, who's in front. And he gets 17 plus 4, so an arrow goes straight into your ear, Val, and he does you 3 damage. So pierces an ear, it hurts you, and he gives you a big scar. You do 3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, next up so is Gordon, and he goes, where? Oh yeah, I see him, and he fires at you, right? And he does 16, so an arrow goes flying over your head. Truesdale, all 6'4" of you.
6 for handsome 4 stepping.
Okay, I'm just going to point out one thing before you do it. That is a lit fire, so if it's a fire pit, so if you jump onto that, you will get damage. Okay.
Okay, well, I'm beside it then.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it was just before in case you were going to run onto it.
Okay, I'm going to use me great axe with Gordon.
Ooh, wow, yeah, poor old Gordon. That plowed into him. I don't even have to look at that. So that axe just fucking smashes Gordon's head into bits of brain. So another.
Oh, I don't know where I had it. I just made it up. I just made that song up. See, I'm handsome, strong, and musical. This just gets better and better.
That's what Welsh does for you. Okay, Val.
Is it a Welsh?
Well, been Welsh. Been down.
Tidy.
Tidy.
You know what? We're trying to Welsh accent. I'm terrible.
Tidy.
We're naked.
I'm talking.
Oi, bugbear. What's occurring?
I'm going to. Oh, I want to get in the fight, but I don't. Can I see the boss man from here clearly, or would it be disadvantaged?
From where you are now, if you're going to do a ranged weapon, he's going to get a +2 because of Gary's in the way.
Okay.
Gary.
Well then,
But you can go to, right, you could actually go to here if you wanted to. Now you're surrounded, but you can get to there and you'll be in melee with the bugbear.
Go around the back and get Wolfie.
You
No,
could
I'm running.
squeeze there and be in contact with him.
Here. No, sorry, then I still
Yeah.
have. Here I have a clear view to the boss
Yeah,
man.
it's only a fire.
Yes,
Yeah?
you can. Yeah, you can. Yes, indeed you do.
I'm it's Sacred Flame, cantrip Sacred Flame at the boss.
Okay.
That's 5 damage.
5 damage, and he's no save on that. Okay, so you go. Oh, what was that? Okay, 5 damage. Done. Add.
I'm
Newly
just going to go
restore
up
to
to
life.
the top of the stairs, and I'm
Okay.
going to fire my sharp bow at Gary.
Okay.
We're not blessed anymore. I mean, that's
No, it's a minute's long gone. Yeah, it's an hour. So you had a short rest.
Shite. 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
so nearly 19.
so nearly,
But it
but
wasn't. It wasn't.
okay, Gad.
Gad.
Dad, you coming?
5, 10, and then can he see the boss? You can see the boss from there.
You can see the boss there, yeah.
And then he's gonna invoke now. He's using it. It's not a spell. It's just a subclass thing. He's using his Hexblade's Curse. So, bonus action: choose one creature within 30 feet I can see, and you curse it for 1 minute. So it's cursed for 1 minute. And then curse target, I get a +2 bonus to damage rolls. Score a crit on a 19, and I regain 4 HP if it does.
Okay.
So doing that, cursing him, and then before I go in, am I gonna? I'm gonna fire off an Eldritch Blast. So, fucking Christ, 8 + 5, 13.
No, unfortunately not. After all that big speech.
It's still up anyway.
Okay, so that's all you're done, yeah? Okay, Clog.
Yeah.
Goes, where did you come from? Where are my security? And he is going to. He picks up from behind he has a javelin, and he's just going to let that fly at Gad. So he's firing at you, Gad. And he is. What's the javelin? +4. 7 + 4 is 11 only, which I don't think is good enough. Sure, it's not? No.
14.
So, yeah, javelin just flies at you and just bounces off the wall and lands beside you. Oh dear. And he runs around here at you, Val, but doesn't do anything else. Because obviously it's used his action. So I'm sure he doesn't have multi-action. Okay, so next up then is Wolfie. So the wolf runs beside him, and he runs around, and he's going to make a bite action at you, Val. And Wolfie does bite action +4. Okay, 5 + 4 is 9, so he just clanks onto your lederhosen and does nothing. Apart from that, okay, Gary is going to run at Truesdale and draws his rapier, at a short sword, I should say, and is going in for 10 + 4 is 14. And is that enough for you? Truesdale is not enough, so he just hits his sword off your armor. And Truesdale, you're up.
Okay, I'm just going to have to hit Harry.
So just count it. That's it. That's all that's to it.
19.
Yeah, that's gone through.
6.
Okay, so yeah, you just that fucking hammer. It's first damage Gary's taken, so you haven't killed him, but it really connects, and you can see cracks. There's blood leaking out of his ear, and maybe a bit of brain fluid. So yeah, oh God, mate. Are you staying there?
Well, if I move, Gary gets in it.
He does, yeah, yeah. Well, you can move around him. Like you can stay if you wanted to. You could sort of swivel around him.
Like, so I could do wee.
Yeah, you could. You're still in contact with him, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity. So you could move anywhere, sort of like there or there or there, if you wanted to. I'm not saying you do want to, but you could rotate around Gary.
I move to there, then skirting around Gary.
Yeah, yeah, that's no problem. You're still you're still in combat with him, like so. Yeah, that's no problem. Val, you got two.
Fucking Clag, is it?
Clark.
Clag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so whatever you've hit him with has gone through.
My trusty Warhammer and my stuff. Bring that.
So it did connect, but it seems to have, he sort of turned a slight bit and he didn't do the amount of damage that you were hoping it would do. It did hurt him now. He did let out a yelp, like a little girl. Pad.
Right. 1 second now. Yeah, I'm going to just fire off an arrow at Bugbear. I can't even name.
No, Yamek couldn't remember his name either, and he lived with him for most of his life, so not expecting you to.
Sharpo is finally, so that's 21.
Yeah, 21 is going to connect.
Okay, right, so that is 4 points of damage, and I'm going to roll the d6 as well for sneak attack.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it manually on the desktop, so I'll just do it here.
Just tell me,
4.
4, so 8 in total.
8.
So Clark goes, my name is Clog, and that really hurt me. So you can see Clark is swaying there a bit. He's getting a bit worried. Okay, Gad.
Gad is gonna do this, which is a spell. He's gonna hex bug, and which is another different kind of curse. So when I do it, as well, I can give him disadvantage on one kind of ability check. So I'll make it strength checks. It's probably the only one that he's likely to make. Maybe if someone grapples him. And then I do an extra d6 necrotic damage with a hit. So he's going to go move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then I think I'm still within 1 square of Gary. So won't get the opportunity attack. And then he's going to use his action to make a swing on him. But I use my bonus action for hex, so I can't do the offhand. So 14 plus 5 is 19. So you just see damage there is d6 plus 3 is d6 plus 3 is 8 plus 2 from the curse, so that's 10, and then a d6 necrotic damage is another 5, so 15 damage
on Clark. Yeah,
the bugbear. Yeah.
So 15 damage. So Clark just, when you fired off the last one, he just crumbled to the ground. And the 2 goblins, when they see that, go, we surrender, and they throw. Or sorry, the 1 goblin goes, I surrender, and he throws down his right short sword. Clark is dead. Wolfie is not dead. Wolfie is enraged by this, by you killing his boss, and he rolls, and he gets 17 plus, I think it's 4, so 21. He does 21, and Ray, he does damage to you now is 2d4. So he does you 4. Oh my god. 6 plus 2 is 8 damage he does, Ray.
Right, that's me out. That's my max gone.
Is this? Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. Well, Wolfie. So Wolfie's fit into you. And Sildar was over by the door. He'd moved back over by the door, and he just popped his head up the steps, comes over here, and he lets fire with one of the goblin bows. And he is. So the dwarf on this, so it's 18, 22, and he does 5 damage to the wolf. So he lets an arrow fly and it flies straight into the side of the wolf. Gary just stands there. He's dropped his knife. He's don't kill me, don't kill me, Truesdale.
Okay, I'm just going to go over to the wolf then.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary's not obviously not going to attack you. He's dead.
20 plus 5, 25.
Oh, it's a crit as well. So yeah, do your damage there.
13.
Okay, so yeah, that's you just hit him with the hammer and just one blow just blasts, cracks. Yeah, cracks the wolf's skull open, and the wolf is dead as well. And the wolf is dead. Right, we're out of combat. So I presume someone stabilizes Ray. So Ray, you give yourself 1 HP back.
What?
No, I mean, you're all going to be able to take a turn there now of trying to stabilize him. So Sildar walks over and he fails. So Truesdale, roll as a d20.
Am I stable?
It hasn't come up yet. Yeah, so yeah, you stabilize him. Okay, so give yourself 1 HP back, Ray. So you're going to be stabilized, and while you're sort of they're trying to revive you or whatever, Gary is there. What are you going to do with him?
Oh, how do we get to the where's that place?
Ragmore Castle.
Palace.
Yeah. I don't know where that is.
Do you know any passwords we might need for the palace?
Because I don't know where it is. We've never been there.
Don't tell us that. We're going to kill you, Gary.
Wait.
Gary.
Important things first.
Right.
I'm just going to check what the goblins actually know.
Stash the good shit.
And he goes, he goes, and you look to the wall here, and all around here is just boxes and crates and piled high of boxes.
They're just
decoys. So he's there going,
oh, seem the kind to have a secret hidden stash.
He hasn't got that. He hasn't got that much things.
Here's the deal, Gary. You either give us if you give us some information, we let you take something out of the stash here and toddle off. And if you don't give us information because you've nothing to give us, we're just going to kill you.
Okay. He says, King Groll sent a message a few days ago to look for a dwarf and a human traveling together on the road heading towards Phandelin. When we ambushed them, because we ambush everybody, but if it looked like the ones we were to find, we were to search the dwarf and see if he had a map on him. Or he was to be sent to King Crow.
So you do know how to get there?
No, Clark took him. Came back then. Clark knew where the king he was to take him. We didn't. Clark would never trust us with that sort of information. He went on his own. He only just came back just before you got here.
How long was he gone?
He was gone. He took the dwarf overnight and back. Yeah, he was gone a day.
So the castle is half a day away.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was going all the way to the castle or whether he was meeting someone. Clark would never tell us that sort of stuff. He just he went with the dwarf and then he came back without the dwarf. He wasn't very best pleased because he likes to keep a lot of the stuff back for himself, but he was afraid that he had to.
That's not really information, Gary. I think I'm going to have to kill you.
Oh no, I've told you everything
Afraid of
I know.
who?
Oh, sorry, what? He was afraid of the King Groll.
King Groll, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. No, he was the black spider. He was told is King Groll was afraid because the black spider told him to do this.
What's a black spider?
I don't know. It was just the name, and King Groll was very. He got word to Clark and said, "Don't you have to do everything?" Or he did. Black Spider would wipe out our clan.
Black spoiler. So
He's gonna start going through all the stuff.
Sorry,
I'll look for a map to Cragmore Castle.
yeah.
I'll search here in the pile of gold first.
Yeah. So yeah, the goblin. I mean, you can do an insight check if anyone wants to see if the goblin's fucking telling you the truth. Well, I suppose it's going to have to be Gad if he's the only one that speaks goblin. I tell you what. You can roll the insight check at advantage if it's Gad, since Gad can't speak goblin.
Okay, well, Gad should do that then.
Otherwise,
well, I'll see. I got a 17 regularly, so I'll see if I can do better. So an 18 on the advantage.
Yeah, look, fairly sure that he doesn't know anything else. I mean, there is a small chance. There is a small chance he might have a little bit more information, but yeah, he doesn't know where the guy.
Guys would be like, yeah, seems like he's shooting us straight. Maybe we leave one alive, and tell the rest of them what happens if they
tie him up, and he can pick whatever he wants there. Because he said he could have something. He can have something, and then we're going to tie him up and put him outside.
Leave him as an example. Yeah, let him run off and tell all the other goblins not to.
Yeah, but we should tie him up to make it not too easy.
Tie him up. If Sildar's going to, we're going back to
Phandelin.
Phandelin.
We know where this place is now to recover all the golden goods, and if he hasn't managed to untie his bonds, we can arrest him and send him to justice.
Okay. So you notice there is Sildar says he says, "Oh, these were the things that we were taking." He picks up a couple of things. He says from his card. He says, "I'll bring them back." And as you're looking around, he also sees there's boxes. There's boxes over here with a shield and a blue line on them, and he goes, "They belong to that crest is belong to an armor in Phandelin. That's probably their provisions. I'd say she'd pay a price of reward to anybody who brought back those provisions because they've obviously been waylaid to belong to her. So I suggest we try." There was when we got here the other day. There was another cart. I reckon we could put the provisions on the other cart and maybe take all the stuff with us. But that's just a suggestion. It's up to you guys. I think it would be the right thing to do. It would put you in good stead.
Here, Paleface. You're staying here. We'll take the goods back.
No, this is Sildar is talking to you.
I thought Gary was still
Gary's. I apologise for my accents. They all do tend to sound the same. Gary's been gagged. Gary has nothing further to say in this adventure. So Sildar is explaining that he recognises the crest of a.
If you talk to Gary again, he'll just start repeating scripted lines. And...
yeah. So that's what Sildar's suggestion is, that they bring back the stuff. But as you're rooting around, who's doing the rooting? All areas.
Oh, I'm not rooting actually.
Well, I assume Gad and Pad were.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Rummaging.
thinking, Gary. I'm knowing. I'm
Like
no.
Bugs Bunny going through piles of gold here. Like,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna read out what you find, and you can decide if you're gonna take all of it or whatever. In addition, okay, so there's the stolen provisions, and those ones with the lion shields, and there's other bits and pieces. There's also a treasure chest that Clark had, and in it is 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, 2 potions of healing,
Oh.
and a jade statue of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes. And the frog statue is small enough to fit in a pocket or a pouch. So I'm going to roll a d4 and tell you who found the statue thing, and you can either tell it to the others. Had you found the statue of the golden frog,
Ooh.
the jade frog with golden orbs.
yeah. Well, can I like sneakily show it to Gad at least?
You're going to have to do a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pad found it. Yeah.
Everyone else has seen it too. That's a critical one.
Yeah. So you.
Look, guys.
So.
Glowing in the light from the fire there.
Something reflecting. So
yeah, is Pad doing that thing where it's like you try and like give the middle finger and then you're like, oh shit, the person sees you. You're like, pretend that you're like, oh, what's that?
I do that and I purposely drop it on the ground. Oh, look, guys.
To be honest, between the pair of you, with your failed attempts at cheating at card games and everything, it's no wonder you get run out of town every couple of days.
Oh, yeah, but there's a reason we're on the run, like.
Why do you think we're on the run? Level 1 con men.
Yeah.
We're only friends because our names match.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no one else would hang out with us.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you find. I'll tally up that coins, or we'll just put it into a pot for expenses or whatever. It's only it's a small amount of money. Anyway, okay. The most important thing though is now you can level up, guys.
Hey.
The only thing I would say is maybe.
As usual rules, you don't have to level up this moment in time. You can do it before next week. I don't think you shouldn't. You should be okay before. There's nothing's gonna kill you. I don't think. How are your hit points? Are you just gonna? You could take it. Have you any dice left?
I have no dice for short rest left.
Oh, you have no dice for short rest left.
You only get one at first level, don't you?
Oh, you're all only one. So you've all only. So you can either drive on. You can stay the night here if you want to, or you can try and make Phandelin. Phandelin's probably a couple of hours away. You'll get there before night time. Sildar says, I urge us. What I would suggest is that we take these boxes that we're taking and load up. And this is me, Sildar, speaking, not the goblin. And we shall load them up onto the carts, and we'll away with ourselves. When I say we, I don't mean myself or the handsome chap. I'm talking about the others of yous, Gad and Pad or whatever you call it, Flal. And I suggest also we put that little goblin to work. Come on, little goblin, pick up a box there now, bring it out to the cart. So that's Sildar's advice, is that you load up the stuff.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think Gad would be worried about long resting here. There could be more of the Cragmore goblins could,
Yeah, we don't know if it's a patrol.
8 hours is a long time. There's plenty of opportunity for some cousins to come visit. Like, what they're like.
So are you going to take the other provisions, the ones with the lion shields on them, or are you just going to fuck off?
I think
take it all if you.
A cart here ready that we could use.
Here's your cart. There was the cart that Gundren and Sildar had, which was left by the side of the road. Now, their ox is dead, but you could probably tie the two of them together. You could manage. Between the two carts that are outside, you could drag the boxes back. It's going to take you a couple of hours of manual labour to get the stuff back to the carts. Mm-hmm. You could bring the oxen up.
Would we still be back before nightfall?
You'll do it.
Doing that. Yeah.
Remember now, you left fairly early. You got there.
Oh, we did
Yes.
left like 6, didn't we?
Yeah. So you have a bit of time.
Yeah, so we'd go back down the trail, get our cart and oxen, bring it up to the entrance or as near as we could, load them up, lash the two carts together, and I think we should head into what's
Phandelin.
that place?
Phandelin.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to. It starts. It's as you. I've just thrown up the map there. Phandelin. It is getting a bit dark as you get there, but it's not late. You know, it's probably like 4 or 5 in the evening, maybe 6, and it's going to stay bright till minute about 2 or 3 hours of brightness. And I'm going to just get some token to show you where your party is. So I'm just going to throw that knife down here.
As that was going on, Phil.
Yeah.
As we were traveling, would Gad have been able to at the jade frog, you know, the little statuette, as a gambler and a man who's probably pawned a few things in his time, does it look real, like it's real precious material? Does it look like it might be worth a bit, or would he have any inkling as to how much it might be worth if he was to flog it?
Yeah, give us what would be a good check for that now? Wisdom maybe? Knowledge? Yeah, give us a wisdom check there.
Yeah. Wisdom plus.
You rolling in the real world, or are you rolling in?
My fucking page. No, I don't know. 5 plus. I think my wisdom's +1. There, it might be +2. Sorry, I started leveling up.
Okay,
and
yeah.
It's fucking loading the page. Hang on. Oh, I got them now. Yeah. A 6 or a 7 anyway. A 7.
You rolled a 7.
So
You rolled a 7.
I rolled a 6. Sorry. So
6. Okay, right. It's you're having an idea of how much it's worth, but it does seem to be well sort of made and has a bit of weight, and you scratch it to see is it like just painted gold, and it doesn't seem to be scratched. So it's not obviously a piece of shite, but apart from that, you think it's probably is
how
fairly
much
worth
exactly?
something, but you wouldn't have a clue how much it's worth. It's just not crap. That's all you can tell from that. So you're arriving into Phandelin, and I'm just trying to cross swords there, which is so roughly where your little procession is. And Sildar's explaining to you, he's saying, yes, he says, uh, I am, I was heading up here. I was looking for a colleague of mine. We belong to a little gathering, which we try and we civilize these sort of places, these pioneer towns, and we look to protect them from, you know, the sort of thuggery and the ruffianery that these sort of places find. And my colleague, Albrecht, set off 2 months ago. He was a wizard, and he set off 2 months ago to Phandelin. Um, After he'd heard that the brothers, your cousin, his brothers, were heading out here, and that they maybe found something, and he went missing. So I set off with your cousin to find him here. Arnold Albrecht is my colleague's name, and yes, so that's what I'm coming to town for. Now I haven't been to Phandelin before, but I believe there's quite a nice inn in the centre of the town. It's fairly basic, and for those of you, and he's looking, he looks at you, Becky. He says, "For those of you, and of course, I don't mean you, Truesdale, but for those of you who don't want to stay, can't afford to stay." In the inn, there is probably a couple of farms around, and I'm sure they would let you stay in their hayloft. There are good people around here, but that is up to you. And as he's rambling on about this sort of stuff,
Whose life we just saved?
sorry,
Is this the same fella whose life we just saved?
Yeah, it is, but that's why he's saying he wouldn't expect you to stay in a hayloft, but the others.
My companions that they couldn't afford. How very dare you, sir? I won't. I shan't have it. I shan't.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you were bankrolling your companions' accommodation.
My companions be denigrated in such a manner.
Oh yes, well I didn't realise you're paying
Dad
for your
pretends
companions.
to be offended.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretending to be offended, but like.
Well, I'm
ideally, like,
sure, Truesdale, they'll gladly, the innkeeper will gladly accept your money for your companions.
I will drag you back to the goblin's hole and leave you there. You just saved your life. These dudes saved your life. You pay them for saving your life.
I'm sure payment for saving one's life. That's a very.
I have to speak to you again about this. I will not. You have insulted my friends. Do I have to take me great axe out to you?
I would just like to point out to you, my good sir, that after I've had a long rest, I will have 27 HP back, and you, sir, shall have how many? 12. Shall we at dawn have a little tussle? Shall we have a little duel at dawn, sir?
I just think it's insulting. We should have a duel at dawn. I'll see you, Dave. I'll see you, Dave.
To the death.
Thank you, Truesdale. I appreciate you defending my honor. In recognition of this, I shall happily take your share of the earnings when
you're saving their lives. The least you can do is give them a room for the night. Please.
He said, I have no money on me. Those goblins took all my money, and I don't even have my swords back. I have nothing to pay you. Apart from knowledge, I can pay you with knowledge.
Right,
of the area.
Pay us with knowledge when we get drunk.
Okay.
Do you know Martin's provision store in Phandelin?
I think yes. It shouldn't be that hard to find. What I would suggest, if that is okay with you, as we're going through the town, we maybe even see it, and if not, we'll find the inn, and I'm sure the inn will. They will gladly point us to the provision. Oh, good. He goes, oh my dear, what is that over there? And as you're coming past here, this building here, the red roof, there's a little sign flapping in the wind, and it says Barton's Provisions.
Ah, great.
So I think that might be the provisions there. And as you look over here, there is a blacksmith on the way. Now, people are looking up at you, but not suspiciously. They just kind of look up and they go back about their business. And I'll just read out here about what it says about this, the location. It says, the rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside when you catch your first glimpse of Phandelin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations, more old ruins, crumbling stones, walls covered in ivy and briars surround the newer houses and shops, showing how they must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street. This is the muddy main street here, as it climbs towards a ruined manor house. The ruined manor house is here. So it climbs up a hill, the main street. So it pushes up probably more near the town centre. So you are there now. So there is this winding up a hill. There's a huge house, racking ruins, on the hillside east of the town. As you approach, you see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands at shops. Many people look up as you approach, but all return to their business. And Sildar seems quite more at ease. He says, my friends, he says, let us secure lodgings. So he's saying the place he has recommended for the lodgings is the Stonehill, the Stonehill Inn, which is just beside you here now. So there's the Stonehill Inn. There's Barton's Provisions. So what he says is, I shall go in and I will talk to these people and need not worry about the cost of your stay. I was only jesting with you earlier. I shall arrange for my order to cover your night's provisions here. So he says, if you want to take care of your provisions and that, I will go in here, and I must get some rest now. I am very weak from all the tomfoolery earlier in the day. So he hops off the cart and heads into the inn. So this is the place. This is Barton's Provisions. There's one other thing that you do notice, and you notice. Sorry, just look for it in the map. The right place. Yeah, here, this building here. You notice there is another sign outside the door, and it says Line Shield Coaster, and the emblem on it is a shield with a blue line on it, which matches the boxes that you found in the horde stuff. So this place here has the same logo on it,
It is.
and there's some sort of a temple here, shrine.
Should we go to Barton's first?
Yeah. Would
Because our original deal is to bring the cartload, which we have now recovered, to Barton's, and we get paid.
And
Yeah,
then
well,
we can go to the other place and negotiate payment.
Barton's was never stolen. Remember, you had Barton's provisions. You left them in the in a close when you went off killing the goblins. It's the Lion Shields ones that you was.
Stuff.
So one of the cartloads is for Barton's, which was an original mission, just to deliver these to Barton's. And you guys will get your, is it 7 gold pieces for doing that?
actually to that end, it's probably a bit late now, but I was actually going to say in the goblin cave that Gad was going to gather up as we were loading up the carts, gather up whatever short swords that the goblins might have had, and he might try and flog them for an extra gold or two to the armorer.
Okay,
even if they want to smelt them down or something.
You could sell them to the blacksmith. Remember, there's a blacksmith.
Yeah, you can do that.
Because,
So we'll go to Barton's first and offload our one cartload. Yeah.
Okay, so you have two cartloads. Yeah, you're going up here. Sorry, to Barton's, which is just here, and you rock up outside Barton's. So, it's a big sort of trading post, and so yeah.
So I'll walk into Barton's and ask to see Mr. Barton, please.
He goes, oh, hello, sir. How are you doing?
And I'm waiting.
Mr. Barton, my name is Valburger. I'm the cousin of Grundfellin, who asked us to make this delivery to you.
Oh, Gundren Rockseeker. How is the rascal? I haven't seen him in a couple of days. He should be due back soon. Is he with you? So as he says that, he sort of pushes past you out the door, and he goes, Gundren, are you out there?
Gundren's been kidnapped.
What?
Kidnapped by goblins on the road.
God, that's terrible. And oh my God. Oh, I don't know. That's awful news. It's awful news. Was it those red coats? Was it those red brands? Was it those thugs?
There was thugs, goblin thugs.
Goblins? Oh no, I thought it might be the red brands who are being. Look, anyway, I don't want to be talking about them. Bring bad luck on us. You'll see them soon enough, I've no doubt.
Well, we don't know anything about the red brands. We know it was the goblins.
The red brands, he says, they're terrible. They've been annoying the town, and they've been causing all sorts. They think they're like a local police force, but they're just us poor shopkeepers they're just.
Do you know the members of the red brands? Would Sildar be a member of the red brands?
Sildar?
Yeah.
Sildar? No, Sildar is a friend of. You mean? No, God, no. He's Sildar Hallwinter. No, he's a friend of Gundren. He's a member of the Lord's Alliance.
Yeah, we rescued him. He's in the inn.
Oh, I just said you were describing
Oh no, Sildar. I haven't met Sildar, but I know of Sildar. He's a very good man. He's a very prominent person in the Lord's Alliance, and the Lord's Alliance had promised to help us protect this town here, but then those red brands turned up, causing all sorts of carnage and looking for protection money from the poor old shopkeepers like us.
So we have your provisions here.
Oh, your provisions. Oh, very good. So he's going over to the cart and he's looking at him. So, oh, very good, very good. And he calls out for two assistants, and two young lads come out and he starts unloading them. And he goes, now, he says, there's 4 of yous here, I can count, and I think the agreed price was 10 gold pieces per person.
That's right.
So he
Was
starts.
indeed.
So he reaches into his
I put
pouch.
his hand out.
So he reaches into his pouch and he goes, "There's 10 for you, my good little man. There's 10 for you, and there's 10 for you, and there's 10 for you." So he gives out 10 gold pieces to each of us.
Thank you, Mr. Barton.
Yes, no, it's great. Like, and I do hope, Gundren comes up, and I must see if there are any other little bits of information I should be sharing with you. Um,
Can we tie in with the Lord's Alliance? Gundren has been kidnapped. We need to go rescue him. Is
we
there
see,
people here that can come and help?
See, the Lord's Alliance said they were going to send up one of their people, an Albert, a wizard. I don't know Albert, but he never got here. So then we sent word a couple of days, 10 days passed, and that Sildar said he was going, he sent word by pigeon that he was going to travel with Gundren, his friend Gundren. But then Gundren, that's why I thought Gundren was a Jew when the provisions came. I know you tell us that Sildar. So no, Sildar is the only connection we would have with the Lord's Alliance.
Okay. Is there anyone here in the town that would maybe be up for to come on a rescue mission?
Oh, there's. I mean, a lot of us. Like I came to this town now myself with ideas of panning for gold and making my money. I found out I was better at running a shop than I was at running panning for gold. So let me see. Well, I wouldn't be into now. The town has a Lord Mayor of sorts. To be honest, I shouldn't be speaking about the town master, but he's a bit fat and lazy, and he's part of the reason the Red Brands are getting away with so much. So let me think. Who will give you some? Well, Toblin runs the town. You know, where have you got your lodgings tonight?
We're staying in the what's the name of the place?
Dawn Inn, is it?
Stone Mill Inn, is it?
Just doors down.
Oh, thank God for that. Yes, no, that's a fine place for where we are. I wouldn't want to be now staying in the other inn, the Sleeping Giants. Or that's not a that's a bit of a that's a bit now, shall we say? That's a place for finding trouble. That's all you'll find in there, and maybe fleas.
There wouldn't be gambling going on there, would there?
Oh, there would be, but I tell you now.
Such awful.
So he looks at you. He looks you up and down, and he goes, if you don't mind me being so blunt, my good man, but the type of person now, and I don't mean disparaging, that might go in there with, let us say, a couple of heads too many on a coin, is the type of place they'd come out dead fairly rapidly. It's not a place to be trying any sort of shenanigans. It's a place not to be, you'll probably come out dead there anyway, no matter what you'd be doing. So he says, do you know?
No offense taken, and I appreciate the hate. I'd rather be alive than dead. Offended and dead.
He goes, and he looks over the cart and he goes, I notice you have some produce for some other locations in town. They might have a bit of news for you.
I'd like to stop you there.
Yes.
They belong to us. We've given you your provisions that we were contracted to do. We've what's the word? Recaptured these provisions for ourselves. We don't know who owns these.
Oh, they're owned by. They've got the blue line on the crest there. They belong to the provision shop. Look, anyway, that's between yourselves and them. What all I was going to say to you was there is a retired adventurer living not too far away. He'd be the only one in the town that's not too busy. He's up in Adermath Orchard, and his name is Darren Adermath, and he's in a half elf. So he'd probably be the only one. Maybe you'd find someone down in the miners' exchange that might have somebody willing to go on an adventure. But to be honest, most of us have our own adventures here, and with the Red Brands, it's tough enough to be finding people to be going away.
Where did you say we'd find Darren?
Darren is up in the orchard. He's up in Adermath Orchard, which is, and he walks. He's up. He's in. You see those trees now over yonder, and he's sort of pointing in this direction. He's pointing in this direction here. You see these trees in that in yonder there.
Yeah.
He says that's that. Hang your bollocks off him. No, he says that's the orchard. He says that'll be the orchard.
Okay.
Now, would this Darren?
Yeah.
I've already forgotten his surname. I'm sorry.
Adermath.
Prospect of Gold has Adermath. Would he be the best candidate? Would anyone around here know where this Cragmore Castle, where these goblins might be coming from? And to believe they may have taken Gundren there.
Well, I don't know of it myself, but there's two people. Well, there's more. Oh, well, there is a druid. He tends to know a lot of stuff that's around in the area. He can be a funny one. You know what those druids are like. So there's the druid, and we have Sister Garael. She runs the little shrine down the town there, beside the inn you're staying in. So, and he points down this way. So there's a shrine there. She might know. She knows the druid anyway. And Darren probably, now that I think of it, Darren probably knows the druid. Him being a farmer, and them druids like trees and things. There's another woman. There's two actual women. Then I would suggest that you should possibly talk to. The woman who runs the Lion Heart provisions, whose cargo you may or may not have in that other cart. And her name is. She might have some information on you. Just let me think about this now for a second.
So we're going to see her anyway to unload this stuff. Yeah, so he has an idea.
Oh, sorry, here it is. The line.
Middleman.
Sorry. Okay, so he goes, yes, the Lion Shield coaster. She might know. She has a lot of knowledge on the comings and goings of people. And the other person I would tell you to have a chat with is in the Phandelin Miners Exchange, which is where people do all their bartering and their trading, and that is. Oh yeah, that's just behind the Lion Shield. That's just behind the Lion Shield, and that is. So that woman there now that runs that, she knows an awful lot more than she should be, if you know what I mean. Halia is her name, and I would have a chat with her. Halia Thornton is her name, and she knows a lot of stuff going around there. She hears things from the miners, and the miners tell her everything that's going on. So she might have some information for you. So I'd say her or the lady who runs the Lion Shield coaster, which is here. And the adventurer lives here, and the lady who runs the shrine. So yeah, he goes. Anyway, listen. He says, "I must." The two lads are now finished unpacking the cart, and he goes, "Right." She says, "I must get the stuff inventoried away and priced up before the rush. And I do hope you find Gundren. I hope he comes back safely to you."
Thank you, Mr. Martin. You've been very helpful.
And off he trundles back into the shop.
Will we go down to the Lionheart place and try and see what we can get for these provisions that seem to be there?
Okay, so
good to me.
Yeah. So
get a bit of info.
You pull up to the lion shields and hang above the door, and the modern trade posts a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue line painted on it. And so let me see, Gundren, you or not Gundren's God. Who would probably best know this? Actually, Becky, you might know this because you're a man of the world. Will you roll me an insight check, please?
Man of the world is like,
You're 6'4". You can see a lot more of the world than the rest of the party. From that altitude.
no,
Not pointing any fingers at any
That's a very discriminatory joke.
party members. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, okay. So you would be familiar with the Lion Shield there. It's a merchant company based in the city of Yartar, which is about 100 miles to the east. And they seem to be like a franchise operation, and they usually sell weapons and stuff,
Okay.
venturing gear and stuff, bits and pieces.
Okay.
So yeah, you know of these. It's like a McDonald's of adventurers, provisions, and
Okay.
weaponry and stuff.
So we're going up to talk to them. And my thing is, because I'm a position of privilege,
Yeah.
like it says that common folk make every effort to accommodate me and would avoid my displeasure.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
people of high birth treat me as a member of the same social sphere. So
Okay.
basically, everyone loves me.
Yeah.
So I should go in and talk to them so they don't start bullshitting.
Okay. So you go in the door, and as you come into, there's a young enough woman. She's about 35 or so, behind the counter. She goes,
That she sees
she goes,
me and so
oh, she goes, she smiles, and she goes, oh, my sir, how are you today? How may I help you? Handsome. You're at least 6'5", I'd say, are you?
Oh, close enough. Thank you.
Suit you, sir.
We seem to have come across some of your merchandise that we rescued from some goblins.
What?
in a-
What? So she rushes behind the counter and she rushes out the door and she says, oh my sir, you are truly noble gentleman, she says.
My friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm in your debt. And she reaches, she goes, you must have a reward for this, for finding these goods.
Oh, well,
So,
thank you. My companions would be delighted with such a kind gesture.
so,
What did we get?
Reward.
so she runs in and she fishes in behind the counter and she goes, she takes out a little bag of gold, a bag of cotton. She hands goes, thank you very much. She says, thank you very much. She gives it over to you. And she goes, do you deal with money or will your manservant here? And she's looking at Ad.
The man will take it. The man will take it.
So she gives it.
For information.
The little strap
Okay,
on, like,
we're looking
yeah, I'll
for
take it.
information is any help. Here's
Sorry?
little man money.
Yeah, there's 50 gold pieces in there. Make sure you spend it wisely.
How much did we get?
Gold pieces.
50 gold pieces.
Oh, that's a handsome reward.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was looking for a bit of information if you
Oh,
wouldn't
yes,
mind.
of course. She says, no, I have now. I wouldn't normally, I wouldn't sell weapons to anybody, but you're obviously, I mean, you've arrived with provisions and you know, you could have kept them and done what you will with them yourself, but you've returned them. So, I can add just any weapons that you need or our armory from our armory. You can use those 50 gold pieces as store credit, and I'll give you a 10% discount on anything else you might want to find from the approved our approved booklet, which is called the Player's Handbook: Adventurers Weapons. So you can, so which has a price list of everything that's in the book. So if there's anything you want to purchase in there, please.
We'll talk about purchasing goods in a minute. Perhaps
Yeah,
you could give
or during the week. During the week, you can just send me a pigeon of what you've purchased.
So thank you, very kind.
Okay, so yes. How can I help you?
along. Oh,
I wouldn't, and she says, I wouldn't normally sell because of those bloody blasted red brands. Crowd
Yeah,
of
we keep
thugs.
talking about red brands, but anyway, aside of that, we're looking for the castle of the goblin king.
Castle of the Goblin King.
What's it called, boys? Boys, what's it called? I'm handsome.
No, Glorg or something.
King Glorg.
King
King Glorg of the Cragmaws. And she
Cragmaws.
goes, Cragmaws, she says, yes, she says, they're the ones who've been pilfering and stealing and ambushing our goods. Yes, if we knew where they were, we don't even know. They obviously have a hideout somewhere
They're
around.
all dead now, thankfully.
We cleared the hideout out.
Oh.
They're all.
Well done, well done. Well, you know a lot more about the Cragmaws than I do.
So you wouldn't have any idea of where the castle is, where the king lives.
King of the Cragmaws? No, they're sort of they're nomadic creatures. I doubt if it's their own castle, but probably knowing them, it's probably just now a shack that they've found and have decided to call it a castle or a keep or some other sort of nonsense. No, unfortunately not. I don't know. I don't know.
Would know.
Sorry?
Do you know anybody who would know?
I know anybody who would. Let me think. Just thinking how she knows.
Phandelver's turning around to the two guys here and whispering, just saying, "Suspicious of this one here." Can I do an insight just to see if I believe what she's saying?
Oh, of course you can, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm suspicious of her, so I'm going to do insight check.
Okay, yeah.
17.
Yeah, no, she seems to be. I mean, there's always a margin for error, but no, she seems to be quite honestly delighted that you found her cargo of provisions from coming over her wages, and no, she seems to be telling you the truth. Like, no.
Used to people giving you information freely because of your handsome good looks.
Yeah. Said I don't know.
Yeah.
There's I would tell you one person not to bother wasting your time on is Harbin Wester, that fat obese town master that we have. He's just a lackey. There's a lady, Quellen Alderleaf. Now she runs a farm. Her son said he found a secret passage, and there was some bandits, he claimed, coming in and out of it. I don't know if that's anything to do with your Cragmaw Castle.
And which farm does she live in?
Oh, she's the farm. Yes, the farm. Oh, yes, the farm. So she comes out of the shop and she says, "It's just over there yonder."
Oh, okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
How much do we get? How much do we get?
While
50 gold pieces.
They sell weapons, so
you can come back. You're going to be staying here for a couple of days.
Yeah, so we can pick and choose our weapons for next week.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. Just go through the player's handbook.
No, I was gonna try and flog the short swords.
Oh yeah.
Throw in another couple of.
Oh yeah, you can. If you want to.
In the interim, I was doing it there actually. The 600 copper pieces and all that. I went to the currency converter. So if we're doing it next week, I'll pop it into the chat. Up and divided 4 ways and 50 gold as well.
So
I think everyone's getting. I'll pop it into the thing, but everyone's getting about 16 gold out of that. Just if
yeah. So 16. Is that including the 50 gold?
Some other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It it is. I'll pop it into the chat, but it was.
Well, no, because you have
gold, 7 silver and 5 copper.
But you also have the 10 that you got for delivering the other provisions.
Yeah.
And she's after giving you 12 each. Yeah, 12 each. That's 20. So that's 22.
The stuff I was
doing 16. There was just yeah, so that's 22, 16. So that's you're on nearly.
So the stuff we found.
You're on about 40 gold pieces nearly, I'd say. You know.
That box.
Yeah, it's
treasure chest.
Yeah, the stuff we found today was the stuff from the goblins and the stuff from Yuan. Is about. Yeah. I'll pop it in.
And don't forget, there was 2 healing potions in there as well. Whoever has them.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So maybe give one to Padfoot because
he needs it.
With the cunning action, he could probably get in and
he can disengage and hop over and give it to someone.
One to Burger because you kind of want to keep your healer alive.
I have some spells for curing, and so.
Can you cure yourself?
Yeah, you can touch yourself. Yeah, you can. You can cure wounds. You're always touching yourself.
Well, you could take them because I have the second wind for myself.
Take one each.
I have second wind, so I can cure myself.
We'll sort that out. But I was the other thing when did we have our second level spells, Phil, when we were
No.
kind of
on
on the way to Phandelin?
Yeah. Essentially, at the end of
Hold
the hold up is when you leveled up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because just for future reference, something that he's gonna when he gets into town, Dad has done. I'll show you. Can look it on my sheet. He's got a spell called Distort Value. So he casts it on the jade statue and make it look. I'm not sure. I'll go into there, but he can make it look more valuable than it is. Try and flog it somewhere. It's it was added. It was on D&D Beyond. It was added in one of the other source books. I can remove it if
No,
you'd
it's
rather
fine.
he didn't have it.
Yeah, I'm not. I have to find out if that does anything for the story, which I haven't checked forward ahead. So I don't know. So you might.
If it is honestly something story related, just you can DM me and he won't.
Honestly, I haven't
won't
gone.
spell it.
You know, I haven't gone beyond. So it could be
Doing it
something.
now anyway. Just
Yeah.
that was.
I will.
I
I'll have a look
mention
through
it
it.
'cause
Yeah.
if you're able to do it.
Okay, so
beforehand.
it is getting a bit dark in their world and in our world. So I'd suggest you probably before you need to retire for the night, you probably have maybe one other location you could get to if you wanted to. It maybe takes about 5 minutes to get from one side of town, but you know, all banter and all that silliness.
Yeah.
You probably one more location. You're tired, like as well. Like you've been on the fucking on the go, battling a lot of goblins and stuff.
Do you want to see this kid, or is it going to be after his bedtime?
He probably works sunrise to sunset. So the options you have, the stuff you've been told, that there's no more. You could find out more in the bar, in the tavern. There's the kid who has claimed he saw some sort of tunnel ruffians. There is, and he's down here. There is the the retired half-elf adventurer is living up in the orchard here. There is an elf who runs a shrine here who may be a bit more worldly, but you're going on the hearsay of the guy in the provisions. And there's a druid that hangs around, and she might know him, or the guy in the orchard might know him. And he's a druid, he may know something else about the area that's going on. So that's what you've uncovered so far with your locations.
Well, I think the shrine's nearby. It's
And-
close, and
sorry.
Val might have a bit of luck.
Yeah, it's right
You
beside
know,
the
kind of cleric to cleric. You know, whether she has magic or not, I don't know. But you know,
Yeah, the place,
clergyman to
the place
clergy to
I'm,
clergy.
yeah, the place
you know.
I'm circling there is the other inn that you were warned to stay away from.
there.
Okay, so that's the sleeping giant. So that's where the session is going to be later. That's the best place in town. So you're going to the shrine. Okay.
Yeah.
Wherever we're at. Ching.
Said like a 6'4" handsome man. Okay, so it's the only temple you've seen in your short little wanderings around it, and it seems to have been made relatively recently from stones matching nearby ruins, and it's dedicated to Timora, goddess of luck and good fortune. So Ben is going to prostrate himself in front of it. As you get up there, there's a little young elf. And she's pottering around, she's running around the place. And she's quite, not motivated, but running around. Zealous is probably a good word. Zealous. She spots you and she goes, "Oh, hello, travelers. How are you today?"
Hello, good woman, nun, sister, whatever her name is.
Sister Gabrielle is my name, and I am looking after this shrine here. It was to our goddess Timora, goddess of luck and good fortune. Although, no, I shouldn't say it. You know that. And I don't. She says, Jenna reflecting on it, goes, "I was going to say something sacrilegious there about we haven't had much good luck in this town, but that's probably down to my failings administrating this." Because it's never the gods' fault, it's us humans for being weak. and she's pottering around and putting some flowers in the statues and that.
We're
The
looking
luck can always turn.
Yeah.
We're looking for the local druids. A friend of ours is being kidnapped by the goblins, and we need to rescue him.
Oh, that's very you've a very very busy day ahead of you, haven't you? Right, the druids. I don't know of any druids. But sorry, I'm a bit preoccupied. My order have put me a task on it, and I'm finding it very hard to fulfill the task. Um, you know, you look like you're adventurers of a sort. Would I be right in saying that?
We are. We
Oh,
are adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
But not
right.
by choice. We were delivery men up to yesterday. We've been forced into being adventurers to rescue my cousin who's been kidnapped by the goblins.
Well, I'm just quite taken by and she's sort of moving around to you as she says that your companions is very dashing good looks, and it might be just the type of person I would need a handsome strapping man to help me to solve my own quest. And then maybe if my mind was relieved from that quest, I'd be able to help you more with your questions. And it's only a small little task. Um, it's it's I've been asked to get a find a location of a spell book by my order. Um, I'm originally from Waterdeep. Did you know Waterdeep?
We do.
We do.
Yeah, oh, very good. I belong to the Order of Harpers. I'm sure you know the Harpers. So they have asked me to help them find a location of a spell book. And there's a banshee in the area who knows, who may or may not know of it. And I have this lovely, and she just sort of reaching into her pockets there. She takes out this, and she takes out a lovely, it's a silver comb, and she says, "I have this lovely jeweled silver comb." Because banshees do love brushing their long hair, and my order told me it was that she would be able, the banshee would know the location of the spell book, and she would give it up the location uh, for this beautiful comb, but she's very vain, as banshees are, and she doesn't have any interest in me, a comely little girl that I am, but a dashing, handsome man like your colleague there would easily be able to flatter her vanity, I am sure, and maybe give her the comb, and in return for the location of the spell book, perhaps, perchance, maybe, and then my mind would be freer up to help you in your quests.
Go up and ask the half elf up at the other farm. He knows where the druid is. We'll get the info off him.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't get up there before nightfall.
Huh?
I could
I
teach you
do-
some
oh,
romantic phrases in Elvish.
Darren,
I believe
oh,
banshees are the.
I would say now, if you went up to Darren would probably have a little quest of his own that he would put you on. To be honest, most people in this town you will find all have an ulterior motive and want you to do something for them.
Don't say.
Yes, I'm just saying. I'm being upfront about it. You know, good luck, good fortune, and all that. Fortune favors the brave.
Gad is very tempted to do something sort of stupid at the shrine.
Like what?
Which is gonna get he's gonna keep the statue. Gad is taking all his, so having divided it up, Gad's taken his 40 gold pieces, his 7 silver pieces, his 2 copper pieces, and he is putting them all on the shrine, and he says all in, and then he's moving away, and he's offering up all in, and he's offering it up to Tamora, the goddess of luck.
Okay. And Sister Gariel, Sister Grealish, looks at him and goes, Oh, thank you very much for your kind offering. It looks like it's been my lucky day. Goddess Tamora does provide. And she takes up the cash and sticks it into her pocket.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Are we going on the quest?
So,
Look, I made a gambling addict.
she it's getting late, so she says, "Look, it would really be helping me out, and maybe your friend's down payment there may come back in rewards to him. Maybe he's playing the long game." So she goes, I don't want you to feel like you're being rushed into it. So maybe sleep on it and come back to me in the morning, and I can tell you more information. It'll be a simple quest, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Gaddy's gonna pat Truesdale. He's like, "Come on, come. All of us save Truesdale need our beauty sleep."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think it's no coincidence that fate has put me in the company of such a dashing man
Yeah.
as to seduce a ghost.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, back to the inn.
Okay, so we returned for the inn. I've frozen, have I?
No.
Okay, sorry. So I was looking at Old Bear, and it seemed to have frozen. Not Old Bear, fucking OBS to record and stuff. Okay, so what we'll do is we will pause it there until next week. Hopefully, I know the problem is not the problem, but in the town here, there's a load of different stuff you can go off and do. So it's trying to flip back and forward and figure out which ones you're going to go for. So are you going to take that quest, or are you going to do something completely different next week?
We might find. I know we're pausing, but we might find information more pertinent in the tavern that we're staying in.
Yep.
You might. Indeed, you might.
See what happens overnight.
I mean, I'm happy to
Talk to everybody.
do anything, and that was just.
To be honest, reading ahead, there is a lot of stuff you can do, and they'll all come back with different information, and they'll all point you off in different ways. But you know what these adventures are like. There's multiple paths to the same thing, and to be honest, it's the lost mine, so it's really more probably about finding the lost mine. But there'll be different ways to get there, and there'll be different stuff that people are going to be looking for you to do stuff, which will let you level up to get other stuff done. So.
Okay.
So, hopefully that was. Have a look through the player's handbook. If there's anything you want to spend your cash on, except for you who've just given it all to a nun. If there's anything you want to spend your cash on, like
Really
crossbows,
wanted
whatever, just let me know during the week and pop it into your card. Look, do it yourself. Pop it in the card sheet. Don't get to level up to your level 2s for whatever stuff you wanted before next week. And hopefully that was okay for you guys. Hopefully, I think it seemed to work fine on the laptop.
Yeah, things work great.
The real rolling
it
dice
was
was
all-
much easier for me. So if anyone wants to continue dice rolling, real dice,
fine.
that's great. So
Yeah, that's fine for me anyway.
so thanks for anyone watching the stream. I'm just going to close it down there now.